Great.
No guarantees.
Great.
No guarantees.
Welcome. I'm Sparrow from B&T TV, and we're welcoming Belinda Rowe, who was recently inducted into the MFA Hall of Fame.
Wow.
A
Thank you.
very exclusive little group.
It's great to be here.
Were you surprised? Were you taken back, or how did it work?
Yeah, well, I was really surprised because I've been away for such a long time, so you sometimes think, oh, people have forgotten who you are. But Hawks rang me on a Sunday, and I was thinking, why is Hawks ringing me on the Sunday? I was thinking, oh God, is someone not well, or something bad's happened? And anyway, so then he said this thing, and I went, wow, okay. And he said, will you say yes? I went, yeah.
Well, yeah, I mean,
of course.
and so well deserving. And also, I would go. There's a lot of Johns in there. I think it was brilliant that. No, because it has been the beginning. There were, as I said, it was quite. I don't think it was as diverse as it needs to be.
No. Well, I think that was probably a reflection of that time, and Annie and I were, leading media agencies at that time, and it was probably quite unique.
Because you and Annie were both.
Yeah.
Once again.
Yeah.
The rest was a pretty.
Yeah, it was a pretty male bunch. But it was also quite testosterone driven, the media industry. The media owners were pretty.
I'm sure you have lots of great stories.
Characters. Had to deal with a bit.
You share how many years you've been in the industry, because you went up to media and then you went to the UK?
Yes, yeah. So I've been in the industry, I've lost count probably, but 30 years about.
Brilliant.
On average, yeah.
And then how long in the UK?
Just over 10 years.
And that was a global role?
Yeah, well, basically I was at the Zenith Optomedia it was called, then became Zenith. I was there for 8 years, and then it turned into Publicist Media. I was on the Publicist Media exec team, global exec team. But then I decided to leave and go to Telefonica, O2 Telefonica,
O2,
which
right.
is now Virgin Media O2.
So you went client side for...
Yeah. Well, just over a year, and then we came back. So we... just as COVID was hitting, which is just incredible.
So you got home just in...
That's right.
Wow.
January.
So your timing was...
unbelievable.
Awesome.
Yeah.
Now, you're on some amazing boards. So I'm just going to... Sky New Zealand, I think, Temple Webster, the Swans, APN... Have I forgotten any?
So ARN.
ARN,
It
right.
used to be APN.
Oh, God, you're
now
right.
It's ARN Media.
So how do you juggle that? And how can you fit all that in for...
It's really manageable. It's much easier than a full-time executive role, because when you're a full-time executive role, it's like all day and probably part of your night as well. So, but with this portfolio career, I can really manage my time because everything's sort of set for the year.
Right.
So you got a portfolio.
How did you select the boards? I mean, is that a process, and how you decided what was the right fit for you and what boards you want to sit on?
Well, it was a whole journey. So
right.
I was very lucky. Hamish asked me to submit for the role on HD, which is now ARN Media, and so then to go from that to a wider portfolio was quite a big challenge. So a lot of work in talking to a lot of people. I had a massive spreadsheet of people, companies, trying to sort of filter through. But in the end, it comes down to, are their values as a company aligned to your values? Are they a company that is on a really interesting growth trajectory? Is it a company that really requires my skills?
Expertise and skills.
Yeah, exactly. Because I don't want to be sitting on a board for the sake of it. I want to be on a board where I can really add value, where I can contribute to the growth of the company, to the leaders, to the capability building. So yes, you have to kind of work through what's your criteria, and then how can you add value.
Now, the other night you talked in your speech, which I thought was very powerful and awesome, about diversity and inclusion. Have we got a fair way to go, or what are your thoughts on the industry? I mean,
Oh, well, I think there's been a lot of great
We've
work
improved.
done, definitely massively. I was looking around the room thinking, wow, this does look pretty amazing. We've got many more women leaders running companies in really senior positions. So I was really impressed with the energy and the vibrancy of what was going on in the room. And so there's definitely been a lot of change and a lot of improvement. But I think there's still way to go.
Yeah.
I think, there can be a lot still done around leadership development, ensuring that we've got the right pipeline and succession planning. And I do know from my other work that I do that it's still a big issue and it's a slippery slope. So all of a sudden, you can kind of slip back if you're not really focused on ensuring you have that diversity. But I think now, I have a broader view of that, and having broader diversity is important. So whether that's cultural diversity, sexual orientation, any form of diversity is important.
Yeah.
And getting that balance right. And it's really just understanding and reflecting who we are as a country.
Totally.
Our country.
Who are our consumers? Who are our punters?
Changed so much since we grew up. So ensuring, if we're advising advertisers about audience, then we should really understand what is the makeup, and that does require diverse thinking and diverse mindsets, I think.
Totally. Was there anyone you didn't thank the other night? I mean, when you get up on that stage...
My husband.
Oh, you didn't thank Scotty?
No.
Would you like to thank Scotty now?
Scotty, I thank you. You've been a massive supporter and I can't thank you enough. So,
I agree with that. I just got to go, yes, I know.
Well, I think a lot of people love Scotty in the industry.
Well, we do.
And, he's been a big part of the industry as well, and he has helped me so much in my
Well, exactly.
career.
And the thing is, I know when you're up to move to Sydney and overseas, Scotty was up for it.
He was.
Right.
He was amazing.
Yeah.
That was actually quite a big decision for him, as much as, myself and together, is, whether it was something we should be doing. So
Yeah, no, awesome.
Yeah.
You forgot to thank Scotty.
I know, I had to apologise to him on the way home. I felt so bad. I had him sort of scripted in there, but I just got so excited when I saw the room, and I was thinking, I've got to land these messages,
And also, as you say, once you're up there, and it is quite emotional and so important, and sometimes you do.
It is.
Well, thank you for being on BNT TV, and honestly, we're so proud of you to
Thank
be
you.
entered into the MFA Hall of Fame, because I think
Well, it's great
incredible.
to be a Hall of Famer with you.
Fellow Hall of Famers.